Hello to everyone. My name is Evgeny Semityuk, and today I will speak with Daniel Almeida. Hello, Daniel.
Hi, Eugene.
Daniel is export manager of Oli Sistemas Sanitários, and he will make some introduce of this company. And first, my asking to you is make some show introducing of Oli company. Maybe tell us about history, quantity of employees, production sites, and some other interesting things about your company.
Very well. So thank you for having me, Eugene. It's a pleasure talking to you. My name is Daniel Almeida. I work as the export manager for Oli Sanitary Systems. In my case, I'm responsible for the areas of Middle East and South Pacific Asia. So on regards to Oli Sanitary Systems, so Oli is a 68 years old company. Okay, so there's a lot of history and background already with Oli. We are a Portuguese-based company. We count with our production site here in Portugal. We also used to have a production site in Russia, which is stopped currently due to the current situation in the world. Okay. We also have distribution centers in Germany, in Italy, and in Spain as well. Okay, so currently Oli counts with around over 500 employees. Okay, so in our factory. Our main export markets are obviously Europe because of our proximity, our geographical proximity. But currently, Oli is present in over 80 countries around the world. Okay, and we are present in all continents, which kind of expresses how present and how compatible and high performance our products are to be able to perform in all of these different markets. Okay.
Okay, so Oli is an export-oriented company, right?
Yes. So I would say 80% of our production is towards export markets, 20% for the national market, which Portugal. But yes, so mainly we are an export-oriented company, working with, under OEM private labels, but also promoting our own brand, Oli.
Okay. The next question about Oli range. Can you some introduce about product category, not full presentation, but some categories?
Yes, yes. So Oli range. So let me just start by the history. Just follow the history of the company. So Oli the first products in 60 years ago were the flushing mechanisms, right? So the flushing mechanisms was how Oli started producing the flushing mechanisms. So the ceramic companies could put these on their ceramic sanitaries. With the evolution of the market, Oli passed it from doing the flushing mechanisms to also doing the exposed tanks. So these are the exposed tanks you will buy in a DIY store, so you can take home and replace if your ceramic breaks or something like that. Nowadays, with the evolution of the market, we are seeing more and more the wall hung concept, okay, and the built-in cisterns. And this is already on the current times. This already represents a big chunk of our business, and it's gaining pace every year. So the market is evolving towards these type of solutions. Okay. We also have some different ones which are more apologies, a little bit more specific, like solutions as well for quick refit. Okay, we also have some hygienic solutions as antibacterial flush plates, and also we have also a concept for people with reduced mobility. which is the easy move range, which allows a person to be more independent, more autonomous on the bathroom space.
Okay. You said about start of Oli company from flash mechanism. As I know, Oli produced every year about 3 million of flash mechanism. Is it your main products or not in the Oli range?
So it is still a big chunk of our business, okay, and it's never going to be, I would say, the big volume, because either ceramic, sanitary, they require flushing mechanisms, but also the built-in cisterns, they also require flushing mechanisms. But so these represent obviously a big part of our daily work, and they also represent a big chunk of our market. So I think that also Oli having such a close relation to ceramic manufacturers, this also places a big volume on these products. Let us recall that being a flushing mechanism manufacturer, you would be manufacturing and supplying other brands to deliver a final product, right? The ceramic sanitary, when you buy it for your home, it already brings the flushing mechanism. And when these are damaged, then you go to the store and you buy them themselves. And we also need to have our product available there. So due to this, how the market works and our positioning next to other ceramic manufacturers, the flushing mechanisms are a huge quantity of our products.
Okay. You also said about OM producing. As I know, Oli before in previous many years works like OM manufacturer. It was the base way of business, right?
So yes. So historically, Oli, we work as a OEM partner, right? So working to the main brands in Europe. Worldwide, so we have a big chunk of our business set on these type of business segment. But for the last 10-15 years, Oli is also making a very big effort in exposing itself as a brand, as a worldwide player with Oli brand, and we have been doing I think a great job. Because we have presence, either it might be minor presence when compared to major brands that have been in the market for 50, 60 years. But Oli, the market, what we feel is when the consumer, they look at our products, they acknowledge the quality of our products, and they acknowledge the range of solutions we are able to provide. Because again, being specialized on this type of business, it makes us look into it. It makes us being focused. And by being focused on this type of product, we think about how we can innovate, how we can bring better solutions. So I think we are an OEM factory, okay? But we are not just an OEM factory. We are also Oli. We are also a brand. And we are gaining day by day our positioning and our awareness in the market.
Yeah, I think it's the right way because own brand is future for every producer. And the next question, as I see in your website and presentation, Oli has a big and strong R&D department. And how many unique patents do you have, and what is your own main goal and purpose of this department?
Okay, so yes, you're actually correct. Oli has our own research and development department, and Oli does invest a lot on this. We normally per year we invest around 2.5% of our turnover on R&D. Okay, and on the R&D department, we have 20 people that are exclusively focused on looking into new solutions, developing new ways, either to save water or to bring a better experience to the end user. So this spirit of research and development, it's in the company veins. Okay, it's in the company veins, this research and development identity. And when we talk about research and development, I'll tell you some high points, I would say, of our developments. So at the moment, Oli counts with 38 active patents. Okay, so we are an innovator. We look into the market, we try to bring solutions, and that's why we have 38 active patents. Okay, I would say I will highlight maybe 3 of them as big points. Okay. So nowadays everybody, you go and you see the dual flush, for example, is a normalized concept worldwide, right? But this was only brought into the market back in 1994. Okay, and this was developed actually by Oli in '94 in partnership with a French ceramic company. Okay, so they requested us in partnership. They wanted to bring something, so we did all this work of research and development, and we brought into the market the dual flush system, which nowadays everybody can supply this, but it was back in '94 that Oli did this. Okay. In 2012, for example, we launched also a new technology, and this one is still active, patent active, okay, which is the plus technology, which is a technology that allows you to save half a liter per flush. Okay, so in big consumption, this is a huge amount, okay? And even as in the beginning, when we were talking about the range of products, I spoke about the Easy Move. So the Easy Move is an aesthetical and functional solution to bring autonomy to people with reduced mobility, may it be elderly with or physical conditions. And this is also a patent product that we have, right? So we are always looking into how can we make the bathroom space more intimate, more personalized, but also at the same time, how can we save water, which is one of our main world resources, right? And we know that in the bathroom, the water is one of the places in which you use more water is in the bathroom, right? So this is why I believe there is such a spirit running in Oli, because we are aware of this, and we do our best to bring new solutions to the market and to cooperate either with human existence and with our planet.
Yes, it's good. It's very good because Oli, how does to say, make the future for human.
Yes.
Okay. The next question about your company position. As I see, Oli works in the direction of social and economic sustainability. Is it your own main focus in Oli, or not?
It is one of our focus, right? And I think it should not only be Oli as a company focus, but it should be of every company to be able to deliver a product which is more social and sustainable to the planet and to the consumer, right? So I was saying, so in case of Oli, in terms of the economic sustainability, how do we work to do this? So currently we have our roofs of our factory, for example, are all full covered with photovoltaic panels, right? So this allows us to generate a lot of the energy that we use on our products to have our machines ready. Okay. Not only in terms of this type of sustainability, we also try to incorporate it in the products, like the solutions that I was telling you that we have, the technologies. But we also look into the social area, and how do we bring our products and make it more inclusive to the society, and bring everybody to the same space. And I believe it was 3 years ago, we've made a cooperation with the Color Ad, right? Which is a kind of a scheme for people which are colorblind. They are not able to detect colors, right? So, for example, in all of our products, the flush plates, when you go somewhere and you look to the sheet or the description of the product, there's also a symbol for a person which is colorblind to be able to identify exactly what he's looking, right? Because imagine you're colorblind, you go to a showroom, you're trying to check how you're going to decorate your bathroom space. So you've chosen the tiles, ceramic, with the help of the person in the store, and you also need to select the taps, the flush plate for the bathroom. And so I think it's good when the company brings or provides you this autonomy, this independence, for you to look into the wall in a showroom and having these small symbols that allow you to know, okay, so I'm looking at red, I'm looking at blue, I'm looking at yellow. It allows you to identify in for these persons which are colorblind, to be more inclusive. Okay, so being brought into the society, right? So I believe we have this always in mind in promoting the social and sustainable aspect on our daily lives, and we do that through our products on the way that we can.
Yeah, it's very good. It's good to see that a company like Oli work in this direction. It's very good for people. Next question about the design of Oli products. As I see in your presentation, Oli has experience about cooperation with some designers of flash plates and other. And Oli has a huge range of flash plates. Next question for you: what is the best Oli products of your opinion about design?
So the bathroom space, I believe, has developed in terms of the image that we give it, right? So 100 years back, you would not have a bathroom maybe inside of the house, right? You have to walk all the way up the hill and do whatever you had to do there. And as long as the human race evolve, our habits and also evolve, right? And now we see the bathroom is in our house, right? And bathroom nowadays, it is a place for you to maintain your hygiene, but not only, it's also a space for you to relax, right? When you go to shower, when you go to the toilet, it is a place in which it provides you, it gives you some intimacy, right? You're in your own space, you're going to relax. And as a human, you like to go to nice places, right? And with design, and I think that is also in place in the bathroom, right? So, and because of that, we do have, as you were saying, we do make some partnerships with the architects from time to time to help us develop new designs, new ideas, new concepts for the bathroom space. We have made 2 partnerships with 2 Italian architects, and we have made also 2 partnerships with 2 Portuguese architects. And I will highlight one of each, one of the Portuguese and one of the Italian. So we have one flush plate, which is a beautiful flush plate, which is the Trumpet, designed by the Portuguese architect César Vieira, which is it's inspired on a Trumpet player, okay, which is a beautiful flush plate. And last year we also launched a new flush plate designed by Italian architect Alessio Pinto, which is less is more. And on the less is more, the architect inspired him on the old ways of us doing the flush. Remember when we had the ropes doing the flushes? And with the concept of less is more, to emphasize or even to highlight on our minds that we can use less water, and less is more for our future, more for our future generations that are to come. And I think this is also the idea. And then this allows you to have a beautiful flush plate with the design and in the bathroom, right? I would say, I remember hearing people talking about having on their living room in the middle table a piece of art, like or a glass, because this would be the conversation topic. Oh, now when you bring someone to your house and they go to your bathroom and they see a lovely tap, a lovely flush plate, they're getting out of the bathroom and they're talking to you. Wow, what an awesome piece of design you have there. I love it. So these are also conversation topics, and our house is our identity, right? When you build your house or you equip it and you bring your friends there, you're showing a little piece of you. You're showing your heart as well, right? And I think it brings us a lot of pleasure when a friend comes into our house and goes like, oh, I love that. That piece that you have is amazing. So it warms our hearts. And I think nowadays, all of our house is an expression of the individual. And you are allowed to customize this so it expresses your individuality more and more.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question for you about future. On your opinion, how will plumbing market change in next 3-5 years, for example? How will products will change?
So when we speak about the bathroom market and its evolution, was just how I was saying, we understand that this space in the house is been giving more and more focus, right? Over the past of the decades, the bathroom space have been given more and more focus. And there's a social need to make the bathroom space more inclusive, right? Be able to enter a wheelchair, for your toilet to be accessible for people with reduced mobility. So all of these things come into place, right? And I think in terms of the evolution of the market, first, I think that we are already seeing that, right? We are seeing the passing of the traditional sanitary to a wall hung with a built-in and this type of product is gaining pace year by year. So I believe that this is the direction towards the market is going, right? And if you think about it's also it will also evolve on terms of the sustainability concept and how eco-friendly can it be, right? So if we start thinking decades back, you would have one flush, and it would be traditionally 9 liters, right? 9 liters of water. Then you develop for 6 full flush, 3 half flush, right? But this evolved also with the ceramic, with the toilet, which was designed, is built to be able to be clean with this amount of water, okay? And what we are seeing now more and more, and there are already some markets which are implementing this as a mandatory feature, is even to reduce more the water volumes. So we have markets already in which the water volume is 4:2. So 4 liters of full flush, 2 liters of the half flush. This can be achieved, and the hygiene, the cleaning of the toilet can be done with this, but the toilet also needs to be designed, okay, and created to be able to be cleaned with less and less water, okay? So I believe that we have 2 evolutions going on in place in the bathroom space, okay? One is a more aesthetical evolution, right? So toilet to the floor with the ceramic tank outside. Now you see a wall-hung toilet with the built-in tank, right? And also in terms of the water consumption, right? The sustainability of the product, 9 liters to 6, and now we are already talking in 4, right? And we are having associations like the LEED certification or the BREEAM certification, which certify a building to be more or less sustainable, right? So I believe the market is running towards this, towards the sustainability of the products, the more eco-friendly, the less usage of our main resources, such as water. It is for us, okay? So I think this is a way the market is going, okay? Last, I think technology, and we are living in a very technological society nowadays, and we are developing and going and pushing forward with new solutions, new systems every day. And I think even in technology, this will play a big part on our business, right? For example, we just launched this last month a new flush plate, which is electronic, which allows you to have an app installed in your phone, in which you can control the water volumes, in which you can check the rate of water being used, okay, per day. It can advise you if there's any leakage, a problem on the product. So, for example, this for a public space, for a mall, for a sports center, in which you have multiple bathrooms, for you to be able, for the technician to be able to identify immediately if every unit is working properly, if any unit has a defect. I think it's very important. So I believe at the end, these 3 pillars will mandate the evolution of the plumbing industry and the bathroom space, I would say.
Okay, it's your every answer on my question is very full and whole. Any additional questions I don't have for you. I think it's enough, and I want to say you a big thanks for taking time for this interview, for information, presentation of Oli, and I wish you a good business in future, and all the best wishes for you.
Thank you so much, Eugene. It was a pleasure having this time to talk to you, and I'll look forward for our next interview. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.